When I started my writing career in 2020, I started with just $11. And that $11 was even money for domain name reservation and my web hosting for a month. If you want to start a writing career in 2025, you do not need to pay $0. What I'm simply saying is you can start a writing career in 2025 with no monetary investment at all. You just need to invest your time and be ready to learn. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through step by step, one after the other, how exactly can you start a writing career in 2025. And if you stay with me till the end of this video, I will show you how to get your first writing client within the first 1 month to 3 months. All right, so let's cut the chase and let's begin. So while I spent $11 starting my writing career in 2020, I'm simply saying to you that in 2025, you do not need to invest a dime. And I say that because you're just starting a career that you do not even know whether it will work out. So it makes sense to reduce your monetary investment so that if it doesn't work out, you don't lose almost anything at the end of the game, all right? But guys, this is 2025 and you don't need a website to start a writing career in 2025. You don't need any expensive tools. You do not need all of this. And forget everybody who tells you to go get a website and then, and all of that. You do not need all of that, especially when you are starting newly as a writer on the internet. I'm going to tell you the 3 basic things that you need. 1, you need a passion for writing, all right? You must be passionate about writing, all right? Because that passion will fuel you to learn all that you need to learn and to show up every day until you make some good out of your writing career. That's number 1. 2, you need your mind, all right? Because there is no writing without your mind and your brain, all right? You need your mind and your brain. And then finally, you need something as basic as a Google Doc, all right? And that's absolutely free. You're going to use your Google Doc just for practice and for training every day. And Google Doc also has a feature that helps you to review your writing for grammatical errors, spelling errors, and the likes. That's basically all you need to start a writing career in 2025. So step by step, I'm then going to show you what do you do next. Now that you know the basic things that you need to start a writing career, what is the first and the second and the third step. And in the last part of this video, I'm going to show you how I got my first client as a writer, and this will change your life. What is the first thing you need to do if you want to start a writing career today? I would say to you, the first thing you need to decide is what exactly is writing for you. So I teach people that you can have it all. You can write for impact, that is, you can write to help people, to bless lives. You can write for influence, all right? Through writing on the internet, you can build an influential status, build a large following, and you can then begin to attract, collaborations, partnerships, and you're going to make so much money from that, all right? And then lastly, you can write for income. You can offer your writing skills as a service to companies and to individuals, and you can make money in return. But I've met a lot of people in my writing career in the last 5 years who just tell me I don't want to make money off writing. Some people believe that when they begin to make money from writing, it corrupts their passion for the skill. I do not believe that, all right? I write for impact, influence, and income, and I think I strike the balance very well. So you can have it all. You can have it all, but you must decide. Do you just want to show up online, share your thoughts, and make some impact, influence lives, build some following, all right? Or do you want to do this for money, or do you want to have everything? So the moment you decide that helps you to now determine the direction that you want to go. Because I'm not going to start telling you about, picking a niche and all that now, because every of the other things depends on this first part of it. If you're writing for income, for example, you must choose your niche carefully, because there are niches that gives you more money than the others, all right? But if you're writing for just impact and influence, all of those basics are no longer necessary. You just need to show up and then spill your mind, all right? And say it anyhow you like, because you're just writing for impact and influence, all right? Do you get me? So the first thing you need to do is decide what exactly is writing about for you. Is this for impact, influence, and income, or is just for impact and influence, or is just for income, or it is that you want everything? So once you have made that decision, that leads me to the second thing that you now need to do. Decide on the writing niche that you want to focus on. I'm not even talking about, do you want to be a medical writer now, or do you want to write personal development? That's not even what I'm talking about right now. I'm talking about the fact that there are different types of writing. We have ghost writers, we have copywriters, we have technical writers, academic writers. I mean, the list goes on and on. If you need me to give you a document that shows you the different kinds of writing, leave me a comment, in the comment section. I will send you a document that I use for my students. I'll send it to you free of charge. It lists the different kinds of writing so that you can pick which of them resonates with you. But that's like the next thing you want to do. So you need to check through such a document, see which of the writing resonates with you, or which of the writing you think you have the skill sets to succeed in. For example, when I started my career as a writer in 2016, all right? So even though I say I started in 2020, I had a background as a writer in 2016 where I worked as a research assistant for a lecturer in a polytechnic, all right? So I started out as an academic writer. But when I switched in 2020, I switched to business writing, all right? And that was also, again, motivated by my desire to make money from writing. So which is why I said the goal that you're trying to accomplish will set the direction for the other decisions that you need to make. So number 2, you want to decide what writing niche do you want to, be specifically focused on. And under that, we can have the conversation about sub niches. Do you want to be a technology writer, a business writer? Do you want to write personal development, and on and on and on, right? So I'm going to go to the third thing that you need. Once you have picked a niche that you want to focus on, the next thing you need to do is to build a portfolio. And I'm going to make that very simple for you. When you meet a potential client, that is, if you want to make money from writing, the first question they will ask you, or the first thing they will request from you, is to send in your portfolio link. What that means is they want to see 1, 2, or 3 articles you have written before, so that they can vet it and judge whether you are like the right person for the job that they want to do. So what you want to do when you want to start writing and making money from writing is that you want to write 1, 2, 3 articles or copies depending on what kind of writing you choose under number 2. All right, so your portfolio must be based on what you chose under number 2. So if you say, for example, I want to be a copywriter, then you want to write 1, 2, or 3 copies that shows how good you are with the use of word and with persuasion, so that when a potential client tells you, send me your portfolio link, you just copy the link to your past work and send it to them. When I started my career in 2020, I told you I opened the website, right? The website also had a blog. So what I simply did was I wrote 2 to 3 articles every week on my blog. So when any client asked me, send me your portfolio link, I simply copied the link to my blog and sent to them. And that was how I got my first client, and then the second, and then the third. But today, I do not have a website again, all right? So it takes you back to what I said in the beginning. You do not need a website if you want to start a content writing career in 2025. So that out of the way, let's go to the fourth thing that I think you now need to do. You need to find a platform where you can build a personal brand. We are in the internet age. It does not matter what country you come from. You can simply find yourself on one platform that has a global reach, and you can make your skills available to people all over the world, which is where platforms come in, all right? And when it comes to platforms where you can sell your content writing skill, there are platforms like LinkedIn, there are platforms like Twitter, there are platforms like Upwork and the like. So, but you want to just pick one platform where you can start out. If you ask me, I would say pick between LinkedIn and Upwork, but I would say pick LinkedIn, all right? Pick LinkedIn, build a personal brand. I mean, what do writers do? Writers write, all right? So if you say you are a writer, pick a platform like LinkedIn, and every day show up, create content that shows how skilled you are when it comes to the use of words, so people can see firsthand, experience your writing firsthand before they even sign you on as a client. That profile now becomes even your portfolio. When people want to know how good you are as a writer, all they need to do is check your LinkedIn profile and they can see how good you are as a writer. So pick a platform, build a solid personal brand, all right? And that also can be learned. And I have a couple videos on my channel that will show you how to optimize your LinkedIn profile, how to create content on LinkedIn, what do you need to know if you want to grow your brand on the platform like LinkedIn. All right, so now to what you have been waiting for, which is how do you get your first client when you are starting content writing career in 2025. All right, so this is one mistake I see a lot of people make. When they want to start as a freelancer or as a content writer, they are looking to the ends of the world, especially on the internet, to get their first clients. But when I got my first clients from my network. So when you're starting as a writer, as a freelancer on the internet, the first place you can get your client from is to look within your network. So people buy from those they know, they like, and they trust. And if you open a LinkedIn profile, for example, it's going to take a few weeks or months for you to be able to build that KLT index, where as you show up, people now know you and people like you and then they trust you. But when you're starting, because you have no track record, I mean, as a writer or as a freelancer, it might be difficult, because if you want to build the like and the trust factor, you need to post testimonials, you need to post results that you've gotten for other people. And since you're just starting, you do not have that, in your repertoire. So you want to, look within your network first, because most likely these people know you already, they like you already, and they trust you. They won't even ask you for your portfolio, right? Because you're like somebody they know and they're familiar with. So look within your network who has a business that needs your copywriting skill or your business writing skill. So this can be your colleagues at school. If you're religious, it could be your friends at church, some senior people at church, mosque, or whatever religion you subscribe to. I'm simply saying your network is like the first and the best place you can easily get your clients. And again, one of the things you want to probably do at the start of your career is you may need to do pro bono work, and I mean free service, all right? You could look out for a person who has a business or a brand and volunteer to write for them. What are you looking to do? You're looking to build a portfolio with that. So when you write for them, you could even charge them a very low fee, all right, a no-brainer that they will feel like, oh well, I can actually invest in this. So once you do that, that serves as part of your portfolio. Again, some work experience, and then you have something to put in your portfolio. So look within your network. It's easier to get your first client from your immediate network and then build your portfolio from there, so that you can have something to now showcase on the internet as the result that you have gotten for other people with your writing skill, and gradually you're building a profitable writing career from there. All right, I have walked you through the 5 basic steps that you need to follow if you want to start a writing career in 2025. If you have any question whatsoever, about my journey or about your journey as you're about to start, leave me a comment. Be sure that I'm going to respond to your comment. And if you need my free guide on how exactly you can pick a niche, define your audience, and then pick a platform where you can begin to either write for impact, influence, and income, again, check the description section and you will see my free guide there. If this video has been valuable for you, if you've learned one thing or the other, like this video. And if you want to see more videos like this, feel free to subscribe to my channel. Turn on the notification bell so that every time I record a video like this, you will be notified. I'm rooting for you, and I'll see you in my next video. Peace.